Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. This is going to be a short one tonight. We're going to jump in, play some Fortnite tonight, and do some solos. So I thank you for joining me, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now I played, while we're waiting for this to load, I did play a couple warm-up matches, and I didn't do so good, so I'm hoping that I can get a little bit better here, focus down a little bit, and get some kills here. We're gonna go for high kill games, I think, as opposed to going for the win today. So let's jump in and see what happens. Jumping around with this guy. Somebody sent me a text here too. Alright, let's see. If we're going for kills, we gotta go to Neo Tilted, right? Let's go. Let's go. Sure hope the stream is working. If it isn't, that'd be kind of awkward. So how's everyone doing tonight? Doing good? It's a beautiful Saturday night. Actually, it's not. It's very, very cold. Whoa, you guys see that? Kind of lag there. Maybe tonight isn't the best night. That guy had... Oh! No! Is he coming for me? Come on, please be a gun. No gun. Kept kidding. Is it worth me going back, or should I just run away? Oh, there's a gun right there. Nice. A chest. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna switch these up. Go here. Great. He sees me. Goes up here. You know, we're going for kills, but... I could actually hit him. Okay. Okay, I'm... Let's see. Oh, there was more. That guy. That scared me. That guy had a good shot. He's got 3 kills. 3 kills. Okay. Well, the challenge I want to get done is the one where I want to search the chest in 3 different named locations. We can definitely do that, I think. You know, if we like go somewhere on the edge, like Junk Junction, that'd be the perfect place. If I go to Junk Junction, then I'll have a better chance of not seeing anybody. Then I can over to like Haunted Hills or Pleasant Park, and if I do that, then I'll have 2 down, and I just have to find a 3rd chest somewhere, and I think that's doable. So I think I'm gonna go with that. The loading screen here is the floor is lava. That was a very fun game mode. Very fun. I don't know if I'd be winning in this fight. What do I have as that button now? That isn't that hard to go up and down. Actually, what do I have as that button? I was gonna... Oh! I didn't actually mean to do that. Alright, we're going. I think I'm gonna switch back my walls because it's not that hard to... Actually, a baller would be nice too. Wake up me hearties, yo-ho! Now let me just quick switch my walls back. Okay, and my roof, I will go there. So that's what I had it assigned to, is the roof. But with this, I can totally get all the chests, because I can move quickly. Excellent. Locked. Was it accessible by rocks? Oh, I have to be a certain character? Well, I'm gonna take a quick picture then. So I have to remember that. That's kind of cool though. It's like challenges based on specific people. I kind of like it. I think I'm going to put a frame cap as well. I think we're getting like 165. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh no, did I just... There goes my baller. Oh, it's just all the way down there. Guess I'm taking this. It's all the way down there. Why am I only at 88 shield? Alright, I gotta go to a bunch of named locations. So let's go to Shinabi Shores. Oh, actually, no, let's go... Nah, we gotta go to Shinabi. I'm so conflicted. This is where I was. There's a person here. Okay. Okay. Where are you going? Why does it keep doing that? It keeps like lagging. definitely feel better having my walls back to the way they were. There's another baller over there. I'll take my old baller. I just heard firing. Maybe it's not worth going down to Snobby Shores then. Does this count as being in Snobby Shores? No. Okay. I doubt I'm going to even see that person again, so let's go to Haunted Hills. Chest. Must be right up there. Alright, just gotta search the chest here in Haunted Hills. That'll be number 1 then. Nice. That could have been done here a long time ago, though. What? Somebody was here? Oh, they're still here. Oh, then he must have just got out of a fight. Do I take this or do I take the shield potion? It's only 1 though, so I will take that. And I don't have time. What? Up here? Yes. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Unfortunately. Kinda want my baller though. Well, I guess I'm not getting my baller back. Why has it been doing that? It's like the game is just like lagging, but it isn't like the internet. It's like the actual Fortnite. All right. Could grab a vehicle. Do I need a vehicle? Not necessarily, and that would make a lot of noise. And I do have glider redeploy, so. Came down here. This game has been a lot of just running around, not really knowing what I'm doing. Why are these doors barricaded? Ding dong. That's weird. Somebody was also here. I don't think I've been to a place that somebody hasn't been there yet. Oh, fantastic, a bowler. Get him, kid. I was afraid this is gonna happen. What are the odds that there's somebody up there? Looks like the baller found a way around. I could just check real quick, right? I mean, there's no harm. The only harm that comes with doing this is if there is somebody here, they will shoot me. Okay, there hasn't been anyone here yet, so there's my build fight I had over there. Nothing up there. You kidding me? There was somebody here? And they didn't loot the whole thing. Ah. So annoying. Oh, there's somebody right over there. Where is he? Darn it, they keep running away too quickly. And I am back where I started. Guy way down there. Already just built there. Yeah, to me hitting that we're not good anyway. Let's see. Like there's a pretty big build fight going on over there. That was pretty nifty. What do we got in here? Nothing much. Except a better... Take a drum gun. Take a better hunting rifle. Get better looting. Just sitting around here than did all game because of it. Why can't I get out? Maybe I cannot do this now. It's literally not letting me get out. That was so weird. for? Not really what I wanted. Is that how long the match has been going on for? Alright, let's see. Thing is, though, I don't like how close that is to the split screen thing. So I'm going to come right here and hide right here. Okay, is that going to stay? See, I don't like this because there's people behind me. I don't have very many bullets. I really don't have all that many materials. Alright, there's a guy over there. Oh, you shot at me. Oop. That's fine, you can have that, buddy. With the baller, I can regain height very quickly. Oh man, can I hold the baller right here? Okay. Poopy saw me now. Is there a guy up there? Is my baller still over there? It's in the storm. Ah, poop. That's not really what I wanted. Alright. I mean, I guess I could have hurt him more. Ooh. If that guy only knew he had to hurt him, like, literally one more. Well, now he has to do 25 to bang his shield. That's it. Oh, the other guy won. That was pretty good. Ooh, black clothing. And looks like Annie's playing. Interesting. I guess I gotta wait for her to get out of her match. Okay, awesome. Well, while I'm waiting for her to get out of her match, I'll have you hold tight just for a moment, and then we will go ahead and play. Okay, actually I decided I'm actually going to change that up. I'm actually going to end the stream here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!